All right. Yeah, that looks good. That looks really good. All right. And then I can just pop up my screen. Hello. Hello. It's a little bit laggy. Just a tad second lag. But other than that, and it's going to do a couple frame drops. But other than that, it looks good. Hello. The Blue Doggo. Hi. Welcome to my new backdrop that I created. I think it looks good. Took me 2 hours, but it looks good. Seems to be working just fine. Not too much movement. Got some rain in the background. Or is it snow? I don't know. I just recently got an update for OBS, and it kind of ruined my recording setup. So I had to, for the next 2 hours, I had to basically do a whole new recording setup. I don't know how this sounds. I hope it sounds good. Obviously, I can't hear myself, but I think it sounds good. What's up? I should probably text in Discord telling people I'm live right now. Mute this. Let's go tell some people that I'm live. Announcements at every single person in the sun, at everyone. I am live. Let's go. Looking good. All right. Let's see here. It's been a while, hasn't it? Sound works fine if you want to know. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. This one didn't give me the itches. Or maybe I'm just getting used to it. Huh. Anyways. It's been a while, guys. How's it going? I've been away for a while. I've been working a lot. Been working quite a bit. And I've been trying to find better work also. But yeah. And then I can just do this. And then you can't see my screen anymore. And then I can... Then I can look things up. And if I am correct, I can get my second screen. So... Hold on. I'm testing something. I think it's this one. No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. So if I do this, bam, right? Right, it shouldn't stop anything. Stream should still be going, looking good, looking strong and healthy. You can still see all your guys' chat, but now, if I grab my other mouse, got two mousy boys, and now I turn on my display. Oh. That's weird, it didn't switch. Technical difficulties, give me a second. That should be what you guys should be seeing. Sadly, that's not what popped up, so that I could play games. Although I'm still working on the audio for the games, so you're gonna have to give me a little bit more time when it comes to the video games. We're gonna make it about that big. That works with me. Yeah. So then we got display capture and video capture. Video capture, though, comes with audio, if I'm not mistaken, so that I set it up correctly. We shall see in a second. Let me just, let's just open up a quick Google. And you guys can tell me if you can hear it or not. Let's just go to, I can't type without the damn thing. Let's just click on Alphabet and go to videos. Here you go. Let's see if this works. Alright. And we got audio coming in. Maybe? Yeah? No? Yeah, I can play Overwatch. Well, I don't play Overwatch, but I can. Maybe. I don't know. I'm still working on audio. Not used to two different computers. One's a Mac and the other one's a actual PC. So it Hello. Alright, and then if we play this, you guys don't hear anything. That's not okay. That's no bueno, man. I wanted to hear things. Nah, it's okay. It's fine. I'm sure I have the wrong thing open. But I thought it would be video capture, but maybe it's not. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter right now. I'm not trying to figure that out. But yeah, how are you guys doing? We can switch back. Hold on. We can switch back to the other monitor. I think I have this awesomely set up. Yeah, and then you guys can now. It's a bit slow, but it works. Heck yeah. That's awesome. Let's go. All right. Anybody want to watch? Anybody want to suggest some videos you want me to watch? So it seems like that's what we're going to be doing today. If I can't figure out how to game, we're going to watch some YouTube videos. And you guys can ask me all the questions in the world if you want. I'm still waiting for a couple more people to get in here, so we shall see. Also, I want to see how Discord sounds with this. So let me... Do I not have Discord on here? I guess I don't. It would be on my other computer. I have a lot of things to still figure out. But so far, I'm pretty proud of myself. So what have you guys been up to? What's up? Have any of you guys watched any podcasts recently? Because I have. I've kind of gotten into the... I hate to say it, but I'm really enjoying... I forgot the name of the podcast. But they were talking about dragons and if they were real. And I have the same theory. Or I want to believe. How do I put this? I want to believe that dragons were real at some point. I really do. And I was watching the podcast and they were talking about it. And they explained it perfectly. Just so if dragons were real, right? They would have hollow bones so they wouldn't fossilize. And that would allow them to fly. But they're still too big in order to fly. They're still too big of a creature, especially if they are lizards. Then they're... But also, they could be also mammals. Or they could have feathers. But the dinosaurs had feathers. Maybe dragons were dinosaurs. You don't know. But... So, I figured a way around them being too heavy, which would be to have an extra organ inside their body. Say their blood is... special, right? And it produces some kind of gas. The gas gets collected in an organ, and it's lighter than air, so it helps them decrease some weight on their body, and it would be able to catch fire. A lot of gases can catch fire, so you could have fire-breathing dragons. That was an ADHD tangent, wasn't it? But yeah, their teeth would say they would bite down or open up really fast, their mouth. It would cause a spark. Say they had some lining on their teeth. It would cause a spark every time they bit down or opened up their mouth really fast. Two teeth grinding together. And that spark would be just enough for them to release the gas. And it would ignite. They would have some kind of lining inside their mouth that would protect them from it. I think that would be really cool if it was real, but it's not. Hello! I'm just talking out my ass until more people join. Enjoy blockbuster, what is it, lo-fi hip-hop? I hope you're enjoying that. You know what? While more people are joining, I'm going to figure out how to get audio on my second monitor screen, whatever the fuck. Let's see here. So, if we did just display capture, that could also work, but we'd have to do one... Interesting. Huh. Why is it like that? Do I have it backwards? I could possibly have the wiring backwards. But when I do video capture, I can capture the USB like that. I can capture it. I just can't get the audio. Has more people joined? No. It's so fascinating. don't know how it works. It doesn't come with, does it? Properties. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. No. That's weird. I'll figure that out later. I want to figure it out now, but I've spent too long on it. It's fine. It's fine. It's whatever. Anyways. The fuck? Did it work or not? Yeah, it worked. Woo! Alright. I'm ready to watch some spooky shit. So, we're gonna pause this crap. We're gonna go watch some spooky stuff for the stream while people are joining. Because might as well, right? What the fuck? Someone suggest something. Fuck. What should I watch? Mr. Ballin. Let's watch him. Might as well continue playing the music. Hallelujah. Holy crap, he has a lot of channels now. Good for him. Yo, he's got 6.91 million subscribers. Good for him. I used to watch him back when he had like 300,000 or something. Good for him. I am proud. I am proud. Let's see here. What should you get for dinner? That's a good question. You should get... You know what I've been wanting recently? Just recently, just the past couple of days, is pizza. You should get some pizza. New York style pizza. Don't get crappy deep dish bullshit. Get New York style. Recently up. I want to look at the most popular ones. Pizza sounds nice. Yeah, yeah. Ugh. I can't have it. I'm going to stream for the bit and then go to the gym. But yeah, I can't have it. Oh man, the Russian sleep experiment. AKA the most horrifying experiment in human history. Dude, that thing's so fucking scary. It's funny because I remember these. I watched them 2 years ago. Look, 1 year ago, 1 year ago, 2 years ago. I remember watching these 1 year ago. They have so many views now. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Ah, my fucking ears. Ah. Hold on. It's the man, the myth, the legend, the guy who died 37 times. But still lived. Hold on. You guys have to hear this story. I fucking love this story. It says part 2. I don't believe that. There's a part 1. Check out part 1 of the series. Yeah, sure.
If you Google the most...
Oh, historical legends. No. I just want to hear just this story. I love this guy. Oh, fuck. I fucked it up. All right, we stop playing nice music and we start watching, and we're gonna turn it. Yeah, it's freaking loud enough. That shall do for me. All right, let's see
If you Google the craziest
it's
war
laggy.
story of all time, the story I'm going to tell today always pops up as the number one. But before we get into today's story, if you're a fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious
Delivered in story format,
and you come to the right channel because that's all we do, and we upload 3 or 4 times
Sorry,
every
I've watched
week.
him a
So
lot.
if that's of interest to you, please remove all of the trash bags from inside all of the like button's trash cans,
Yeah.
and then proceed to throw away various perishable saucy food items.
Oh, okay.
Also, please subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of our weekly uploads.
Dude,
All right,
when I
let's get
first
into
watched.
today's story.
Oh shit, my nose is bleeding. Oh shit! Nosebleed. Ah, fuck. Ah, fuck. Shit. I'll be right back. Well, that was fun. What the fuck? I've never had that happen before. A nosebleed right after I start streaming. Well, now I look a little funny. But yeah, there you go. A nosebleed, of course. Of fucking course, you know? Of course. Must be all the caffeine. Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm just gonna look funny.
Born in South Texas in 1935,
You gotta
Roy
listen to this
Benavidez
story.
was orphaned as a young child and sent to live with his uncle. As a young teen, he had to drop out of school to work in the beet and cotton fields just to help support his family. When he turned 18, he decided
It
he
should
wanted to
stop
get
soon.
away from his hometown and do something bigger with his life, and so he enlisted in the Army, and shortly after that, he went to airborne school and then was assigned to the very famous 82nd Airborne Division. In October of 1964, Roy was a part
Wait,
of the first...
how well can you guys hear this? Can you guys hear this pretty well? Hold on. Oh,
125,000 Americans.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
While on a
I think you guys
classified
can hear this pretty
operation
well.
that required
I don't think it's that fucked up. Alright, cool.
Roy to dress up as an enemy combatant. He
Sweet!
stepped on a landmine in the middle of the jungle, and nobody else was with him, so he was totally stranded. But fortunately, a squad of U.S. Marines came upon him, but from what he was wearing, they assumed he was an enemy soldier, and so they almost walked past him, but someone thought to just flip him over and see who he was, and they discovered he was American, and he had American dog tags on. And so he was evacuated from Vietnam and sent to an American hospital, and there, a doctor would tell him that he had a serious spinal injury.
Wait, is
and
this
it
the
was
right guy?
unlikely he would ever walk again. And Roy's first reaction was, please don't discharge me from the Army. Because for
Oh,
Roy,
yeah, it
the
is.
Army was his life. It was all he had. He was incredibly proud of it. And he desperately wanted to go back to Vietnam. And so he pleaded with the doctors and the nurses, please let me have some time to try to regain my strength in my legs so that I don't get medically discharged. And so they said, look, you're going to get medically retired if you aren't walking within the year. And so every night when his doctors and nurses would leave, he would fall out of his bed and then drag himself across the ground to the wall, and then he'd pull himself up and try to put weight on his legs and attempt to build strength back up and retrain himself how to walk. And after 6 months of doing this every night, he did literally reteach himself how to walk. He built up strength
What
in
a
his
G.
legs, and his doctors and nurses, they're watching this transformation during the day, but they're not seeing him at night, and they're telling him, this is a miracle, we've never seen this before, we've never seen someone recover so quickly. And Roy just stayed quiet because he wanted to make sure he was allowed to keep doing that every night. And so finally, after those 6 months, his doctors and nurses agreed that, yep, he's good, he can stay in the Army. But the Army said they wanted him to take a desk job because he had already been so badly wounded in combat. And Roy didn't want that. He pleaded with them to let him go back to the 82nd, but they said, no, we're not going to risk you getting hurt again. And so he was sent to North Carolina for his desk job, and as soon as he got there, he began training like a maniac every minute of every day, trying to get in the best shape of his life. because his plan in his head was once he got there, he would try out for Special Forces. He would try to become an Army Green Beret, which is the premier combat unit in the Army. It's one of the hardest ones to get into, and their training program is in North Carolina. And so after a few months, he was in amazing shape, and he asked his superiors, can I go try out to be a Green Beret? And they're like, I can't believe you're even walking, but you know what? You've come this far, you can go try out. And
I can't
couple
believe
months
you're
later,
even
Roy
walking.
Benavidez was a Green Beret. A year later, in 1968,
Look at that
so
happy
4
man.
years after Roy was nearly killed
Hell
by
yeah.
a landmine, he was sent back to Vietnam for his second combat tour. And as soon as he got there, the fighting was very intense. On May 2nd of that year, Roy had a day off, and he was spending his day off at a church service inside of their wooden shack they had built
I
on
think
their
my nose
base.
stopped bleeding.
And while he was in there listening to the chaplain, he heard a radio call come out from the communications table that was just outside of the shack he was in, and it sounded like someone was in trouble. And so he ran outside to listen to the radio, and what he heard was this very desperate call from someone yelling into the radio, get us out of here. And in the background of this radio call is just a constant barrage of gunfire. The call for help came from a 12-man Army Special Forces team that had been ambushed by an entire North Vietnamese Army infantry battalion. To put that in perspective, that is 12 Special Forces members, of which many of them Roy knew personally, in the middle of the jungle, where on all 4 sides there are over 1,000 enemy combatants. As Roy is hearing this distressing transmission come across the radio, he hears overhead the sound of incoming helicopters. And he looks and he sees there's 3 birds that are coming towards their base. And so he runs over to the landing zone to greet the helicopters as they come in. And he can see as they're landing, they are all completely covered in bullet holes. And as soon as they touch down, Roy
Dude, this
runs
story
up
of
to
this man is
this
insane.
19-year-old kid, and he looks kind of dazed. And Roy asks him, what's going on? Where'd you guys just come from? Were you out there at that ambush site? Do you know what's going on with that 12-man team? And the door gunner just collapses into Roy's arms and dies. He had been shot up. These 3 helicopters had attempted previously to fly into the jungle and save that 12-man team, but they had been shot off and had been unsuccessful. Roy helped get the dead door gunner out of the helo.
I don't know
if
my nose is
to
good.
the pilot of this helo where the door gunner was, and he asked him, are you going to go back out there and try to save those guys? And the pilot was obviously so distraught about the death of his door gunner and also the fact that there are 12 men out there that they could not rescue, that he's chomping at the bit. He wants to go back out there.
Hell yeah.
Roy immediately volunteers, hops in the helo, and they head out to go rescue this 12-man team. So not only are there only 2 of them, but Roy was so eager to volunteer himself, he forgot his gun. So all he had on him was his knife and some medical supplies. But nonetheless, the pilot just keeps flying towards the ambush site, which was in Cambodia.
It's not stopped. Crap. I am so sorry. Alright, I got a roll of paper towels. This should do just fine. Alright. Let's get back to the video. Play.
There was this really dense stretch of jungle, and as they got closer and closer, gunfire started coming out of the jungle towards the helicopter.
Dude, this
and so the pilot
fucked.
had to do this kind of constant zigzagging just to avoid getting shot down. And so as they're zigzagging, they notice there's some smoke coming out of the jungle, and it was very clear that this 12-man team is trying to signal to the helo, here we are, come get us, because they can hear the helicopters coming in. And so the pilot tried to fly down and get as close as he could, but anytime he got even marginally close to this team, the rate of fire would pick up so dramatically that the helo was just about to get shot down. And so the pilot began to turn away, and he told Roy, we can't get any closer, we're going to have to get more people in here. And Roy just tells him, no, get as low as you can, and I will jump out into the jungle. And the pilot turns to him, and he's like, you can't do that, you're going to get killed. And Roy somehow convinces this pilot that he alone, without a gun, is totally competent. Just put me down in that jungle and everything's going to be just fine. And so the pilot said, okay. And he lowered right over the canopy of this jungle, about 100 yards away from
Oh no, here it goes.
And without any hesitation, Roy just leaps off the helicopter into the jungle. Now, you got to understand that where he was jumping was where the enemy was. He was literally jumping, no parachute, no gun, no anything, just crashing through the canopy onto the jungle floor where he'll definitely be surrounded by enemy combatants. And so he plummets through the canopy, he smashes onto the ground, he pops up, and just starts running through the jungle.
Book it, man.
enemies
Just
on either side
fucking
of him
go.
towards the 12-man down team. And the enemy was so surprised to just see this American running through the middle of the jungle by himself with no weapon that they hesitated for a minute and they didn't open fire on him. But when they did open fire, Roy got shot in the face, in the back of the head, in the leg. They threw a grenade that detonated at his back and sent shrapnel into him. But none of it stopped Roy. He just kept on running until he made it
juggernaut.
to
Let's
this
go.
12-man team. And when he got to them, they were in terrible shape. They were doing their best to stay behind some trees, but rounds were coming in from all directions, and 4 of them were already dead, and the others that were still alive were critically wounded. In fact, one of the most able-bodied of the surviving 12 had been shot in the head and was missing an eye and could barely see out of the other one, and so he's fighting to stay conscious, and he's generally trying to shoot in one direction, but I mean, that's their best guy at this point, to give you a state of how they were doing. But Roy ran up to this guy, he pulled him down, he gave him a shot of morphine in the arm, and he repositioned him because he couldn't really see, and told him where to shoot his gun. And then, under a constant hail of bullets, Roy low-crawled to each of the other living team members and gave them morphine shots, and then began dragging each and every one of them away from the ambush site to this other area where there was better cover, and there was a nearby clearing that he believed a helicopter could land in if the pilot was really daring. On one of Roy's last trips back to the ambush site to get the last few surviving members, he saw 2 other men that were part of this team that had been totally cut off from the main group. And when Roy had jumped into the jungle and ran in, all his adrenaline had kicked up and he just hadn't done a head count. And so he didn't realize there were 2 other people over there. And so without any hesitation, he grabbed a gun off of one of the dead enemy soldiers and just began running towards this down 2-man team. And as he's running, he's shooting wildly in every direction, trying his best to suppress enemy fire.
Let's
But
go,
it's really
Roy!
he's
I
just
believe in
dodging
him.
bullets as he's running. And right as he got close to the 2-man team, a bullet went flying through his thigh, just clean through his thigh. And it didn't slow him down. He got to the 2-man team totally unfazed, and he says, okay, get ready to move. He stands back up and he starts shooting again in both directions and tells them to crawl back to the main unit. And so he stands up and continues to shoot in both directions until these 2 men get back over to the main group. Once they were safely with the group, Roy again ran the gauntlet with this huge gaping hole in his thigh all the way back to the main group. And so now that Roy had a full head count of all of the living members of the downed 12-man team, and he had moved them all to this slightly safer area, relatively, with better cover and concealment, he threw a smoke grenade into the nearby clearing he had found in hopes that the helo pilot overhead would see the smoke and be willing to come down and land. The pilot that had dropped off Roy had not actually left the area. He had moved away from all the fighting, but he was loitering in case something like this happened. And so he saw the smoke, and without any hesitation, he flew right over, taking
Let's
ground
go!
the whole time, pinging off the side of his helicopter, and he touched down right in this tiny little clearing. And so as the semi-able-bodied surviving members of this unit began making their way over to the helicopter, Roy began running around a little ways off from the helicopter, picking up rifles off of the dead enemy and shooting back at the enemy, dropping that gun, running over, picking up another one, engaging the enemy over and over again, doing everything he can to try to protect the extract of his men behind him. And once Roy turned around and saw most of the men had made it onto the helicopter, Roy believed it was his chance now to run out and try to collect some of their dead teammates. And so Roy just takes off into the jungle, right into enemy fire. He's got 2 guns in his hands, and he's running, he's trying to engage the enemy as he's going, and then he comes across the first of his dead teammates, and it happens to be one of his very best friends, a man named Leroy.
No.
And so he grabs Leroy and begins trying to haul him back towards the chopper, and as he's moving, Roy gets shot again, this time through his stomach. So he tries to keep himself on his feet, and as he's doing that, a grenade detonates behind him, sending more shrapnel into his body, knocking him unconscious. When he came to, he started looking around, and he could see in the tree line dozens of enemy soldiers running towards him. And so he knew if he tried to bring Leroy back to the chopper, that was a suicide mission. And so he had to leave his friend behind. He jumped up, and with all of these enemy combatants just constantly engaging him, he ran all the way back, zigging and zagging back to the main group. And when he got there, expecting to see the helicopter, he found the helicopter had actually crashed onto the ground and was on fire. It had been shot down while he was unconscious. And so he ran over to the flaming shell of this helicopter, and he saw the pilot had been killed, but some of the men that had climbed on, the men that he had just rescued, they had survived the crash and subsequent explosion. And so Roy just leaps into the burning vehicle and starts throwing these survivors out. But then he leapt back out, he picked up a gun, continued to engage the enemy, and then began picking up these wounded men and dragging them even farther away to another area that was safely away from this crash site. Because he knew if he didn't get all these people away from the crash site, Pretty soon, mortars are going to come raining down on this area because their enemy is going to want to kill any of the people that are going to try to rescue the people that were on the helicopter. And so Roy finally gets all of the survivors over to this new area, and he's looking around, and you can see there are still hundreds of enemy fighters that are not that far away from them, just constantly engaging them. And Roy's doing his best to grab guns off the ground and shoot the enemy, but there's just too many of them. And he's looking around at his team, and everybody's on the brink of death. And so is Roy. He's just functioning on adrenaline at this point, and he thinks to himself, the only way we can get out of this is if we call in what's called a danger close airstrike. So what you need to understand about how airstrikes work in a combat zone is there's someone called a controller that is on the ground directing the aircraft overhead. They're the ones effectively telling the plane where to shoot. And so a danger close airstrike is when the controller tells the aircraft overhead, I want you to drop a bomb right here, giving them the grid coordinates, but where they're telling them to drop is basically in the same position where the controller is. You can only do it if you're being overrun. It's a way to ensure your enemy gets taken out, even if that means taking yourself out. Now, the goal of the controller is not to drop the bomb on themselves or their team. The goal of the controller is to get that airstrike as close as you can to your position without killing you. And so Roy, who's physically wrecked, he's getting shot at, he's got bullet holes all over him, it's totally chaotic. He pulls out his map, he calmly finds his grid coordinates, he calls it into the aircraft overhead, and he calls in a beautiful precision napalm strike. It does not affect his team at all. He calls in multiple gun runs. None of them affect his team, despite them all being considered danger close airstrikes. And so Roy just continuously called in attack run after attack run, taking out enemy combatants all around them, completely suppressing the fire. But at some point, the aircraft overhead ran out of fuel and had to leave. And at that point, the surviving enemy combatants, which still numbered in the hundreds, they popped their heads up and they unleashed a hellacious volley of fire in which Roy, again, got shot clean through the leg.
Oh,
and so
my
now Roy's looking
God,
around
man.
and he's realizing they're pretty much out of options. They don't have aircraft overhead. Roy's basically out of ammunition, and there's no dead guys' guns around for him to grab. All of his team members are basically on the brink of death. And so Roy's thinking to himself, any minute now, we're going to get overrun. And so he crawls to each of his surviving teammates, and he gives them one last shot of morphine to at least make their death painless. Yeah. And then at the 11th hour, another helo comes blazing into the jungle and opens fire on the enemy, pushing them back.
Yeah.
Roy is immediately invigorated and motivated because now he sees an opportunity to potentially survive this. And so once again, he grabs his teammates and begins schlepping them over to the helicopter. And after he believed he got the last of them on board, he turned and saw two of his teammates had fallen down farther back in the jungle, and the enemy was closing in on them. And so Roy, like always, without any hesitation, just starts running towards them. And as he's just about to reach them, an enemy soldier that had apparently run out of ammunition leapt out of the jungle and smashed Roy on the side of the head with their rifle butt.
This is where it gets even crazier.
And so Roy falls to the ground, and the soldier jumps on top of him and smashes his face, breaking his jaw. And then the soldier turns his rifle around. There's a bayonet on the front side, and he begins impaling Roy over and over again. And Roy, like out of a movie, grabbed the rifle, pulled it out of himself, threw the soldier on the ground, jumped up, got on top of him, drew his Bowie knife, and proceeded to kill this soldier. And after he was done with that, he ran over to the two down men. He grabbed one of them with his left hand. He picked up a rifle with the other. And as he's dragging this guy back to the chopper, he shoots and kills two more enemy combatants. So he finally gets this guy back to the chopper. He runs back, gets the last guy, throws him back in the helicopter. And then finally, Roy is the very last living American to hop in the helicopter, and the helicopter takes off. On the helo ride back, Roy was in very rough shape and had to literally hold his insides inside of his stomach. And so when they finally landed back at base and Roy was hauled off of this helicopter, he wasn't moving, and the doctors and nurses didn't really even know where to start with him. He had so many injuries. He had 37 significant holes in his body from gunshot wounds, from bayonet wounds, from shrapnel. And so they started trying to treat him, but there was no heartbeat, no pulse, and so they declared him dead. Roy's body was moved into a body bag, and as the doctor was zipping it up again, Roy spit in his face because Roy had no other way to communicate. His jaw was so badly broken from that rifle butt, he couldn't move his jaw, and his eyes were sealed shut from all the blood on his face that had dried. And so his only way to communicate was to spit. And so unbelievably, Roy was still alive. And so they took him out of the body bag and they shipped him to Japan for intensive surgery. And then he was transferred to Texas, where he spent a year rehabbing from his severe injuries. Roy was immediately given the Distinguished Service Cross and was put in for the Congressional Medal of Honor, which is the U.S. military's highest award for valor. But the paperwork took a really long time. And so Roy was not actually given the Congressional Medal of Honor until 1981. Right. Of the 12 men that were trapped in that jungle, 8 would survive, all thanks to Roy Benavides.
Roy, you are a different human being.
A lot of people call me a hero. I appreciate the title. But the real heroes are the ones that gave their life for this country.
Roy, shut the fuck up.
Roy passed away in 1998 as a result of complications from diabetes. He was 63 years old. So that's going to do it, guys. If you found the secret in today's episode, let us know in the comments what it is and where you found it. So give us the timestamp. And if you're the first to do...
Oh, man. Roy was a different fucking human being. I swear to God. I would have loved to meet that man. You just got to be built different. I mean, like, what the fuck, man? Like, you can't even think of the amount of adrenaline that must have been pumping through his body in order for his muscles were literally probably torn to pieces, but bits and pieces of them, especially his legs, leg muscle being freaking shot straight through, and he's still able to just book it to his friends and chuck them around. At the end, he's holding his guts in with his own bare hands. And he spits in the doctor's face at the very end. Oh, man, you just gotta be a different human being. Sadly, he died of diabetes, but I mean... Jeez. I couldn't imagine the amount of pain he must have been in. I mean, where do you stab him at that point? You're just stabbing. You can't... I'm just trying to... Nah, that's some crazy crap. That's some crazy crap. I will allow the comment show. Oh my God. Every time I hear that story, I'm just like, Roy's a G, man. You can't. Roy was just built different. He was just built different, dog. Oh, man. Yeah, that's my video. Anybody got any suggestions now? If you want, you can give me suggestions. Or I can try and see if I can talk with my friends. Although I think I would have to download... Hold on. I would probably have to download Discord. I don't even think I have it currently. Let me see. I shall leave this up for anybody who wants to comment. Yeah, I don't think I have Discord on my Mac because I have it on my other computer. Yep. Not on here. Okay, so you have to probably download it off the internet. Didn't know. Or I could just go to discord.com. Dude, Roy was just, a different human being, man. Make sure my screen isn't shown. Yeah, I'm good. See any of my friends on Discord today? Yeah. Kyle, yeah. You guys got any suggestions? Or anything you want me to watch? Go right on ahead. Give me something to watch. I can't play anything currently. I'm still trying to figure out how to get sound working from this thing right here to my Mac, which is quite a lot more difficult than you think it is. It's quite a lot more difficult. Yeah. I don't even know what that YouTube channel is. I will go look though. What'd you say? I did not spell that correctly. There. Just gave me merch. I don't want merch. Let me look at what they got going on.
Here we go. 400.
Ow, my fucking ears. These guys remind me of someone. Oh, I know you. You guys were on like TikTok or something. Yeah. Have you guys gone to any places I know? Here, I'll show you my screen. If you guys would like to see my screen, you guys can. I don't think I have... Nah, nothing important. Doop. There you go. I'm just looking at this right now. Have they been anywhere that I know? Or are they like in England or something? That's probably where they are. If I had to guess. I could do that. That'd be kind of cool. I don't think I can show that though. I'm getting a lot of comments. It's blurry? What do you mean by it's blurry? My face is blurry or this is blurry? Hold on. It shouldn't be blurry. It should look just fine. What you mean? If I make it bigger, does that fix it? I don't know. The whole screen is blurry. Huh. I don't know. Someone's saying it's not blurry, someone's saying it's blurry. It might just be you. It might just be you. Is it still blurry now? I went to a different channel. I'll give you a second. Yeah, sure. I don't think it should. It shouldn't be blurry. See what Mr. Who's the Boss had to say today. Just a bunch of stuff. I am so sorry for whistling into the mic. Yeah. Oh, you? Nah. Let's not watch him. Oh, it was just YouTube. Okay, good. Good. I was hoping it wasn't on my end. I was like, I spent 3 hours setting this up. It better be working. Let's watch something funny, and then we'll go back to some scary stuff. Let's watch... Let's watch this one. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's watch this one. Not that many people in here. I was gonna do a poll. Last time I did a poll, I had like
Welcome to Ice Age, and we got scratched.
20 people in here. It's loud. I don't like how loud it is. Who likes Ice Age? I like Ice Age. Got a request? Put it in the chat. I will look at it soon. Pinky promise. Everyone's always telling me to stream, but when I do, nobody's here. I think that might be my fault. I'll check. Did you watch it? Entry point. Give me a second. That's a good question. Let me tank fish entry point. Let's see if I watched it already. I did not. I did not. If you want me to watch that for a video, just let me know. Or if you want me to watch it now, I could watch it now as well. It's just up to you guys. Alright, I'm going to start playing a video. Oh, I should probably stop playing the music. Boop, 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 boop.
Welcome to Ice Age, and we got Scrat doing Scrat stuff with his nut
watch some
almost
funny
dying
things.
several times. Then we got a bunch of animals migrating for the winter, and Manny the mammoth going the other way because fuck society. He wants to join his own beat. That is backwards. Then we get to see character number 2, which is JoshJrumJrastick, who got abandoned by his herd because he's a retard, then angers a couple of rhinos by spoiling their salad. Then he runs away from them into Manny, who is immediately annoyed by him but tries to save him nevertheless.
Okay, look. If either of you make it across that sinkhole in front of you, you get the sloth.
The fact that they're even considering this to be a true fact after seeing Sid run across it to get to Manny just tells me that these rhinos are even more fucking stupid than Sid. No matter though, because Sid reestablishes his superior retardation by showing that Manny was bluffing. There ain't no sinkhole, so Manny fights off the rhinos and saves Sid, who then decides to stick to Manny and accompany him on his travels because of safety reasons, to which Manny responds with, "Ayo, fuck off, man, stop following me." But Sidward is one persistent cum rag and proceeds to stick to him like chewing a gum. That is also backwards. Cut to a human settlement and a bunch of saber-toothed tigers planning to attack. And Leader Cat wants a tiny human alive because some they wiped out half of our pack, some revenge, some yeah. And the feline responsible for getting the baby is Diego. We attack at dawn, says the bitch, and then we cut to Manny and Sid building shelter and bonding, sort of. Scrat almost dying again, and I'm not gonna even try and count how many times this rat was supposed to die because, let's be real here, if you've seen the movies, you know this motherfucker is invincible. Also, according to cartoon movie physics, this nut should have turned to a popcorn from that lightning. Just saying. Moving on, dawn has arrived and the kitties attack. Human mama protect Ice Age baby from Diego. He corners her by the edge of a waterfall, so faced no other option, she goes, fuck it. Then after the kitties regroup, leader kitty's like, where the fuck the baby at, man? Bitch jumped off a cliff, man. I don't know what to tell you, dude. You bring me back that baby or else I'm gonna fucking turn into some mincemeat, motherfucker. Alright, fine, man. Jeez, okay? I'm gonna bring that back baby. Calm your titties. So the gang splits up and the humans follow the big pack thinking that they have the baby or they kill it or something. Meanwhile, downstream, Manny and Sid find the female and she gives him the infant, then disappears. How does this baby not have hypothermia? And where's his mom's body? Don't corpses float? Okay, so apparently it takes a while for it to float, like 3 days to the biology, decomposition, whatever. Not bad. Moving on. Says like, we gotta take this thing back up to its herd up there. You see smoke and stuff? Yeah, nah, I'm not doing that. Go fuck yourself. Fine, I'm doing myself. You know, I'd like to see that, numbnuts. So Sid gives it his best shot.
You know, I'd
climbing
like
the side
to
of
see
the
that,
waterfall.
numbnuts.
A valiant effort, Sid. Then he drops the child and Diego arrives like, I want that thing, it's mine. And they're like, I don't think so. And Manny decides to help Sid return the baby to the humans so that the Tiggy Waggy doesn't eat it. And they get up there to the smoke on top of the hill or on top of the waterfall. And the humans have left on the way to Glacier Pass because of winter. And Diego arrives like, you'll never get there before the pass closes up. I can track them. Let me have the baby and I will make sure to personally deliver it to humans very safely. No way, Jose, we're going with you so you don't eat it. So they travel as a pack together. And on their journey, the little cumpbag won't stop crying. So they check his diaper for the poopies, but it turns out to be clean and they throw it away. And they just threw away their only clean diaper. And the movie will continue to act like this little shit machine doesn't take a dump throughout the entirety of the rest of the movie. Whatever, baby's still crying. So they get it some food by fighting off some dodos for a watermelon in an epic game of rugby. Baby eat and they sleep that night, but Diego will be fake sleeping and he tried to steal the little shit machine when everybody else is asleep, but he hears a noise, so he goes to check it out, and it turns out to be a few members of his pack. Okay, if a few rustling leaves prompts Manny in his sleep to tighten his grip on the baby, then this fucking huge-ass tiger roar should totally wake him up. But it doesn't. Who cares? Diego has a meeting with Cat on Crack and Discount Scar and tells him that he's not just bringing a baby for dinner, but also a mammoth and a walking bag of toxic waste, aka Sid. And tells them to tell the leader bitch to prepare for an ambush on Manny or something like that later on. Okay, so he goes to sleep and next day, baby is gone. But don't worry, Sid was only using it as a chick magnet. And he's just chased by the gay rhino couple. Diego saves him by pretending to eat him. And then we get a travel montage where Diego finds a singular tiger footprint and replaces it with a human track. That's right, one, just the one, in this entire fucking snowy wilderness. Accurate, whatever. They go ice skating, then play Pictionary with Scrat, where he tries to warn them that they're gonna get anally defiled by a bunch of saber-toothed tigers, but they no get it, because they are super fucking dense. Also, Diego takes care of them. They keep moving, and Diego sees the humans before Sid and Manny. So he's like, hey, yeah, I found a shortcut in this cave, let's take it. And they are forced in there because of a mini avalanche and almost die via impalement from a bunch of hanging icicles. Why are you guys standing still? The icicles are clearly only at the entrance of this fucking cave. All you have to do is walk in a bit more and you're safe. It doesn't require that much brain power, you fucking shit beans. Anyway, they walk in, some funny memes happen, a Star Trek reference, then Square accidentally goes onto an icy slip and slide, so they go after him to save him, and... How, and I mean how in the Kentucky Fried Fuck did that baby make it through that part without dying? Doesn't matter. Rides over and Diego goes, "Who's up for round 2? Shut the fuck up, homie. You basically shit yourself the whole way through. They keep going and find some cave paintings and learn about Manny's past. Either he lost his wife and kid, or he lost his mom and dad. Or third option, this isn't even his story and he's just really empathetic. Next, they make it out of the shortcut cave and get pretty close to Glacier Pass when lava starts fucking the ice from beneath. Starts smelling it and shit. And Diego almost dies trying to escape, but Manny saves him and in doing so almost dies himself. And Diego's like, why'd you do that, man? You could have died. Because, Diego, the power of friendship. Oh, man, I love you, man. I love you too. They keep moving, but it's too cold, so they tuck in for the night and the baby takes its first steps, does cute stuff, and pulls on Diego's heartstrings. They all go to bed, and Scratch shows up like... Oh, now it turns into a popcorn. Sure, fire makes more sense, but according to cartoon science, lightning still shoved on the trick movie. Fuck you. Next day comes and they start moving and make their way to where the pack of Liptars want to ambush them, and Diego tells them about the ambush because he's a good guy now. And Manny gets mad and wants to fucking kill Diego, but he's like, okay, listen, I have a plan. We can fix this. I'm on your side now. I'm on your side, okay? So they believe him and use Sid and the baby as bait to get these 3 retards to go after him, but Sid uses his expert snowboarding skills to get away until he doesn't and loses the baby, but it turns out to be a psych, not a baby. Wait a minute, where the fuck did they get the baby quilt from? Or like the baby wrapping thing. Yeah, the baby wrapping, whatever. Where'd they get that from? Last time I saw it was when Sid dropped Squirrel. Where'd they keep it till this moment? Inside Sid's asshole? Fuck that. I got bullshit. Anyway, Takis get cucked and the Three Stooges get surprise attacked by Manny. Sid gets the baby from hiding and then fuck cat on crack in the ass. Then the rest of the pussies try to corner and attack Manny, but Diego do the defending and takes a bullet for Manny. Metaphorical bullet. He actually takes a bite, okay? Then Manny killed the leader cunt via falling ice, and the rest of the pussies run away because they are indeed pussies. And they check on Diego, who's kind of dying right now, except I see no blood. But you know, it's a kid's movie, understandable. I'm just a dickhead here. Anyway, they're like, sorry you're dying, bro, but we kind of gotta run and give this baby back to the humans. They get to the past and just about catch human dad being sentimental and shit. Manny reaches for the baby. Dude goes into attack stance, and Manny be like, motherfucker, I'm trying to give you back your baby. Give me that shit. Come on, give me that shit. Guy thinks he's about to get fucked, but then Manny reaches behind and gets his baby. He's surprised as fuck, calls off the other people who are trying to attack Manny. He's like, whoa. However, given this shot just a second ago, I ask where the fuck was the baby? Answer, probably hanging for dear life off the right side of Manny. I don't know why they chose to do it this way, okay? I mean, we already know that Manny and Sid have the baby and trying to return it, and the dad would have been just as surprised if it were riding in his usual spot, because he wouldn't be able to see it because of Manny's huge stature and his killer weave. Wait a minute. Was it baby hiding inside his killer weave? Never mind. Baby walks back to Dada. They are reunited. Cute shit. Fun stuff. Really happy for you, my guy. Just remember, your wife's still dead, though. Baby gives Sid and Manny a goodbye hugs,
Just
and
remember,
fucking dad gives them a little shitty necklace that they'll lose in literally under 2 minutes. Or maybe they shove it up Sid's ass for safekeeping. Or hide it in Manny's killer weave again. I don't know. Anyway, Diego shows up because he's not dead. His but a flesh wound. He says goodbye to Sid and Manny find out he's alive, and they're really happy about it. Also, check it out. No necklace. See that? Unimportant, though. Mission is a success. The baby's back, and they walk off best buds. Also, Scrat gets frozen for 20,000 years and finds a coconut. This movie gets 5 sunflower seeds out of 7 pistachios.
Enjoyable, as always. 5 sunflower seeds out of 5 pistachios. Kill me. I've already watched these on my channel, so I can watch them again.
Watching a short film about an adventurer going to his place called Paradise Falls with a bunch of dogs to bring back a super rare undiscovered bird alive to show all his science friends how cool he is. Kid's like, whoa, bro. Then he runs off playing and finds this old raggedy shitty house with a female child inside of it that has the same passion for this dude Charles Muntz, explorer guy.
Yes,
as
I
this
do watch
kid.
anime.
She's a bit creepy but kind. After she breaks his
Quite
arm,
a lot, actually.
she breaks into his house at night. It's totally normal. I see no red flags here. Anyway, she shows him her top secret adventure book where she wants to go to Paradise Falls just like this guy Charles, and she's left a bunch of pages empty for her adventure there when she gets there. Then she makes him promise to take them there when they grow up. No pressure. And she leaves. And
No
because he's a
pressure.
dude, the power of boners is super strong, so he grows up to marry her. And we start a montage of their life together where they buy the fucked up house and immediately
No,
get to
I don't
work
like
fixing
food.
it up.
I
They
don't
even
eat
take their wedding clothes off. Do you
at
know how
all.
uncomfortable not
I
to
just
mention
breathe.
dangerous it is to work in a wedding dress? You fucking shit
That's all
beans.
I
Anyway,
need.
they fix up the house. We find out their names are Ellie and Carl. Nice. No promises on sticking to them though. They turn the house into the gay dream house of their childhood. He needs to do more cardio. He sells balloons. She's a bird person. Then they decide to make
She's a
mistake,
bird
but turns out
person.
her baby oven is kaput. Either that or his piss pump supplies lackluster baby mix. But I do think it's her ovaries though. Point is, Bebe is a no-go and she depresso espresso over that. So to cheer her up, he suggests saving up to go to Paradise Falls finally. But problemo after problemo cucks them from doing that. Stop breaking bones, fucking Carl. Also, if you really want to speed this process along a bit, you should look into shifting your career from selling balloons to something a bit more lucrative. Might I suggest meth? Continuing with the montage, they go all together and forget the whole Paradise Falls ordeal. But Roblox man, after years and years and years, remembers it, and I guess he has the money now, so he buys plane tickets to surprise Ellie. But hold on, Paradise Falls is in Venezuela, bro. Do you know how dangerous Venezuela is? Doesn't matter, because Ellie's sick and eventually she dies. Pretty sad shit. Apparently lots of people cried. I didn't, but I think that's probably because I have no soul. Just take their
I
nice
didn't
word
cry
for
either.
it.
I
It was
didn't
pretty sad. On to
understand the
present
whole
now
crying
movie time. Carlito
thing.
goes about his sad daily routine for us to find out that his neighborhood has been turned into a concrete jungle and some business fucker wants to buy his house, and Mr. Potato Head comes over like, boss man's willing to offer double his last offer for your property. Oh, is he? Let me talk to him.
Hey, faggot, yeah, gay vampire looking ass bitch. You can kiss my wrinkled little ass, boy. Yeah, I'm not with him.
You can have my house when I'm dead. He goes inside, and after a little while, he gets knocked on his door from this little killer bean looking ass dude named Russell. Your Boy Scout. And Carl's just like, no, and shuts the door, but then opens the door again. Turns out Russell wants to get his assisting the elderly badge and won't leave Carl alone. So Blockface makes up the story about this annoying creature snipe thing, alright, and tells him to go find it if he wants to help him, and he'll sign his thing for him. You know, if you really wanted the kid off your back that bad, you could have just signed the paper that said that he helped you and just be done with it, and write how he helped you by avoiding a headache and leaving me alone. I thought old people were supposed to be wise. So dumbass kid goes out to find the snipe, and Bulldozer comes along and backs up into Carl's mailbox, and Mark Zuckerberg tries to help, like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, don't touch that, I can fix it, go steal someone's data, cunt, I can help, ah! He has a tennis ball at the end of that cane, right? How the fuck does it do so much damage? I guess it's possible, but still. Mark's pussy face is bleeding, and since this is the great US of A, we get lawsuits, baby. Fuck yeah, can you smell that? It's freedom, motherfucker. Queer vampire sues his ass and gets the house and forces Carl to go into a retirement home. You know, maybe if Carl didn't run away like a bitch and just apologize right then and there, and then they wouldn't have this problem. But I doubt it, because, you know, this is land of McDonald's. They will salivate at the whiff of a lawsuit. That night, he's told to pack up his shit to go to a retirement home next day, but stumbles upon Ellie's old adventure book, so he looks at it and then looks at the old people home brochure like...
faggot shit. Oh, a toy.
And next day when the retirement home people come, he releases the Kraken. A shit ton of balloons rise up and rip the house from the ground, and he flies away. Now, obviously, this is impossible. Ripping a house from its foundations by a bunch of balloons is just a tremendous amount of horse shit, but who cares? He flies through the city and sets sail for Paradise Falls. Whee! And he sits down peacefully in his chair, but then... turns out to be Russell. You see, he thought he found a snipe and followed under the porch. It turns out to be just a tiny mouse. Then the house took off, and here we are.
I don't watch
I have a
food
question.
animes.
He said he was hiding under the porch.
don't
So
watch food animes.
Where
not me.
the fuck is this kid in these images? And also later on we find out that Russell can't climb for shit, so this is cat piss right here. Anyway, he lets him in, kid's annoying. He fantasizes about killing him, then he tries to lower the house by cutting off some balloons from this fireplace where they're all attached to the house. But then they approach a cumuloid nimbitch, alright? That's a cloud, storm cloud. They go inside it and plates crack, shit falls, and he's like, no, my stuff! And we cut to later when he tied all his stuff down and he's passed out there. And Russell steered the house to South America using his Wilderness Explorer DPF that he immediately loses. And Carl doesn't believe that they're in South America, so he takes the bird down to get the kid home, and they pass by some rocks and he's like, what the hell is that? And they crash to the ground and fall off and save the house from flying off a cliff. By the way, this guy, this old frail old man, is supposed to have all his bones shattered and or dislocated, and he's gonna keep doing shit like this and be completely fine afterwards. So I'm just gonna pretend he's some sort of invincible mythological god or something and just move on, okay? So the fog lifts and he sees that they're super close to Paradise Falls and the final resting place that he wants to put his house in. And because Carl has sausage arms and can climb, he decides to walk his house over there. By the way, if Russell could have made it up, he wanted him to hoist him up. That's why a 12-year-old kid should hoist a fully grown man up. Yeah, that was never gonna happen. Also, now that he has decided to walk the house over there and set it down, he has in effect given up on the idea of taking Russell back home. Just saying. So dipshit Russell decides to help, and they have to get to moving quick because the helium leak out the balloons in 3 days. They wear the house like a backpack. Russell takes his shit in the jungle, and with the help of some chocolate, he finds a big gay ostrich, brings it over like, I found a snipe. Listen, kid, it's oh my god, there's no such thing as a snipe, dude. Can we keep it? Of course not. They keep it. Then they meet a dog with a collar on it that allows it to speak. And he's a very good boy, okay? His name's Doug. And he has been tasked by his master to find a bird. And turns out that the big gay ostrich, Kevin, alright, that's his name, Kevin Malone, is the bird he was looking for. He's like, can I take your bird as prisoner? Please, please, please be my prisoner. Please, then we cut to another pack of dogs also searching for Kevin Bacon, and they check their collars to see that Doug has a bird on their little tiny screens that have GPS location. How the fuck is this technology available 80 years ago? Whatever, I guess 1920s fucking movie science. Haven't used that one in a while. Anyway, they contact the good boy and see he has the bird and run to his location. Meanwhile, the Duckster has made Carl his new master because he loves him so much, but Carl is running dangerously low on fucks to give, and he wants to get rid of both him and Kevin. So he throws a ball and some chocolate, and both Doug and Kevin run after them respectively, and he tries to run away, far, far away, but that does not work at all. That's no good because they still find him. I mean, you're not that hard of a target to find, you dumb old fuck. You literally have a floating house attached to you. Anyway, they camp under the shelter of the house at night from the rain, and it is revealed that Russell's dad doesn't give a crap about him. And next day, Kevin's gone, but not really. He's on top of the house, stockpiling food to take it to his kids. That's right, Kevin is a girl. It's official. Kevin is a gender-neutral name. If you don't agree, eat a dick. Up has spoken. So Kevin takes some food and says goodbye and goes off to his bibbies, but his ostrich spidey sense tingles, and we cut back to the floating house gang where the dog pack jumps onto them and asks Doug, where is the bird? Ah yes, the bird is the word. Ah yes, I can see how you think I have the bird. Tomorrow. Come back tomorrow and I will have the bird. Yes. Dumb bitch, you lost it. Then the dogs force the gang to come with them to their master as prisoners, and we see Kevin on top of the house. Okay, I know this once, but how the fuck does it get up there, especially without getting noticed? No way it can fly. Whatever. They take him to a cave and lots of dogs show up. Then Charles Muntz shows up. Yep, he's still alive and he's still here looking for this fucking bird. He takes one look at their mode of transportation and decides that they're not a threat, and Carl goes, holy bazookas, that's Charles Muntz, oh my god! Oh boy, I don't give a fuck. So Charles invites them in for dinner, and they park their house next to his big fuck off blimp, and he trains the dog to be servants and make dinner for him and do everything for him, and he has not left this place because he's still looking for this bird, but he can't catch it because he keeps escaping into this labyrinth place. I've lost so many dogs in there, blah blah. People try to come here and steal my discovery, blah, blah, blah. I just want to mention that Charles must be at least 80 years old, and the fact that he might be having sex with his dogs is not too far-fetched of a theory, I'm just saying. Anyway, Dick's suspicion keeps arising, and they both see Kevin on top of the house, and Carl uses this as a distraction to get out of the blimp and takes his house, and the dogs go after them, so Jesus takes the wheel. Sorry, Kevin takes the wheel, and a bunch of balloons pop while Doug tries to help them out and slow down the rest of the dogs, but he almost gets thrown off a cliff himself. Then they jump this gap, or rather float across this gap, and make it to safety, but Kevin has been bitten, and Russell's like, we gotta get it back to his babies. This fucking kid. Alright, let's go. So they walk through the night to get to the labyrinth where his babies are, and no way the balloons aren't popping here. They're floating at branch level. Come on, this is donkey dung. I'm mixing it up here with the fucking, you know, the animals and the feces. You see what I'm doing here? Anyway, they get to the entrance of the maze, and the fastest healing bird ever limps over there, but Muntz shows up. You see, he tracked him down using Doug's collar, because it has a GPS track, remember? He traps Kevin and tries to burn down Carl's house, balloons popping and shit, and forced between freeing Kevin and saving his house, he chooses his house, and then swoops in and takes the bird. Then Russell goes, you gave away Kevin. I didn't sign up for this shit, alright? I'm not your master too. And he calls Doug a bad dog. Now listen here, you raggedy old piece of shit, you take that back, cunt. Anyway, he decides to take his barely airborne house to the falls with or without the help of fucking Russell. He gets there, parks it there, kinda crooked, ain't it? And Russell goes, fucking, you're a dick, I hope you get polio. Dude goes in the house, tidies up a bit. Smell like titties. Alright, focus. No time. Okay, Guy sits down in his chair, checks Ellie's adventure book to see that she has filled out the pages of the stuff I'm gonna do section with pictures of the two of them, and for some reason this is more touching to me than the montage at the beginning, but I still didn't cry. I will not cry. I'm soulless, goddammit, I'm strong! I'm soulless! They decides to help Russell get back Kevin, but Russell has helped himself to some balloons and leaf blower to go save Kevin himself, and he's like, no! Then he tries to move his house, but it won't budge and goes, fuck this chair. And he gets the idea to shed weight from the house to make it float, and he does that, and he finally takes off enough weight to make the house take off once more, and Doug shows up at the porch, and he's a good boy now, yay. He was supposedly hunting on the porch as well, but I didn't see him when it took off. Does this porch have a secret compartment? How do porches work? I don't know. Russell finds the blimp somehow, goes inside and gets caught, and then Dick Mitchum does the classic, I'll tie the protagonist to a chair and let some weird fucking mechanism kill him really slowly so he has more time to escape move. Then Clarl. It's not Clarl. Then Carl closes in on the blimp and sees the kid being lowered to his death, and he goes to save him. I don't know how the balloons aren't hitting the bottom of the blimp and popping, to be honest. And aren't they supposed to be having trouble breathing? How high up are they? It doesn't matter. Carl tries to keep Bean Boy safe, but Bean Boy wants to help, so Carl and Doggo go inside and distract other doggos with the ball and free Kevin, while Russell frees himself and fucks up big time. Mint-Man sees dipshit Russell and sends flying dogs after him, which is funny, hilarious stuff, because dog fighters, I get it. But none of them trying to shoot out the fucking balloons said they aim for the tiny target that is the kid. Fucking dumb bitches. But, you know, what am I complaining about? They're fucking dogs flying planes using chew toys. Why am I even... Moving on. Muntz finds Carl and they fight each other while Doug runs away from the other dogs and humiliates the alpha and accidentally becomes the alpha dog himself. You know, like Toothless and other dragons, he's the leader now, okay? Then Carl and the super healing bird climb the side of a blimp and try and knock off Muntz, but he survives and Russell finally learns how to climb rope. The dog fighters crash out because Squirrel, by the way, the fight Carl had with Muntz, he gave him a good whack on the head with a stick, right? And Muntz didn't bleed, while Mark had a fucking explosive period in his head. How's that possible? Doesn't matter, I guess Muntz is fucking built different. So Roadrunner and Minecraft reunite with Airbud on the roof, and Killer Bean brings the house over, but Musket Man shoots some balloons off with the rifle and the thing slides off, falls down a bit and starts sliding off the blimp, but Carl the Norse god gets a hold of it from the fucking garden hose and he keeps it on board because he's fucking Zeus or something. And Muntz tries to break in the house and get the fucking bird, and he does that, and then Carl gets a brainwave, right? He's like, chocolate! And Russell and Doug hold on to Kevin, he shoots through the fucking window. The garden hose says adios, Muntz falls to his death, but motherfucking Carl got a death grip on that motherfucking hose, man. And he saves these idiots while he sees his house float down into the abyss. Is that an abyss? No, it's just the sky. Never mind. We transition to Kevin getting back to his kid, then Carl assumes ownership of the airship and leadership of the dogs. That's a lot of ships there. And they get back to their town or city for Russell's badge receiving ceremony, and his dad ain't there, but Carl is, and he gives him the Ellie badge. And I don't know if this bitch is his mom, stepmom, maid, caretaker, or whatever, but she seems hella okay with the fact that the kid's been missing for 3 fucking days. Also, what the hell is wrong with this kid? His cat died or something? Is he constipated? Doesn't matter. Movie ends with them parking their blimp on top of a ice cream shop, because that's fine, that's legal, no problem with that. And his old house very conveniently resting in the correct spot on Paradise Falls, which you might call luck, but I call it camel dookie. This movie gets 8 schnozzes out of 8 Cessna 172s.
Okay. Good lord. It's a lot. Oh, that's a lot to take in. Oh, I got I wasn't paying attention. I gotta turn off the screen. Oh, shit. Music. Fuck, I'm getting tired from sitting down for so long. I gotta stand. Oh. Oh. Too bad I don't got a standing desk. That sucks. Oh. Oh. That felt good. I can't raise my microphone any higher than this. It's never meant to go any higher than that. So. Let's see what's going on. Woo. Take a photo. Oh. 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 That's. I was like, what the fuck is that? I've been playing D&D recently. This is for the people in the future. I've been playing D&D recently. I'm a nerd now. Not only do I watch anime, but now I play D&D. I'm a big nerd now. But I'm a nerd who works out. I don't know what that makes me. And who likes to work outside. I don't know what that makes me. It's make me, you gotta coin a new term for it, don't you? A buff nerd. Athletic nerd. Yeah, I like that. No. I don't know. I don't know what term I'd use. Ugh. Oh, that was my knee. Fuck! I just popped my goddamn knee. You know what got... You know this... You see this guy right here? Oh, wait. You guys can't see this damn screen. Just a big nerd. Oh, that's just what it makes me. Just a big nerd. Makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. This guy right here... I don't know why, but I love every single one of... I've watched every single one of his videos. Look at this. Every single one. I've watched every video that's ever come out that he's ever made. He just makes really, really... something that is intriguing, I guess, would make you watch it continuously. What would be that word? I don't know why I'm having a brain fart with that word. But he buys some of the coolest crap, and then he always does new updates on, like, tech and shit. I love it. Alright. Bye-bye. I've already seen all of these, so it's no point in me watching it. Woo-wee! Damn, really? I even texted everyone. Let's see here. We normally have a lot more people than... I've been gone for a while. Oh, shit. There goes my phone. Oh, fuck. I have been gone for a while, and that is my fault, and I am terribly sorry. Please forgive me. I do not mean to be gone for so long. I'm trying to get my momentum back into this. It's been really difficult. Dude, I haven't seen raccoon eggs in forever. Dude, that was 4 months ago. Really? Wow. What'd he say? Let's pause this.
Stamp on screen. I can't promise it's anything special because it's pretty much
Yeetus. I haven't seen this in a while.
Alright, what's going on everybody? Raccoon Eggs here. You probably were not expecting this video, and I don't blame you because I've been fucking dead on all social media for 3 years. If you're actually still here patiently waiting, then you're a fucking madman. I'm gonna brief.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for you to fucking come back, you piece of shit. Anyways. I wasn't gonna watch that whole thing. Promise. Oh, man. I am... Hold on. Give me a second. Maybe this... Because I know as soon as I post this... people are going to be like, oh no, I missed it. I just don't know how to... Ooh. Someone dropped something upstairs. Anyways. I know as soon as I post this, people are going to be like, oh no, I missed it. I missed the live stream. I'll be like, yeah, you did. There's not much I can do besides posting the announcements that I am live. But it's fine. They'll just have to come back for the next one. Hopefully, we can have a next one. Music. No, not that. This. And then... But yeah, it's fine. This was a test anyways. Really. I wanted to test my new background, and I still got to figure out how to get my computer to send sound through it. Which shouldn't be hard. It should go through here. Okay, so this is what's going to I'm just going to think about this real quick. I'll probably end up leaving here soon, but... And this is for anybody in the future. Hi. Sorry you didn't make it. I don't know how else to let you guys know that, like, I'm live besides just going to Discord, so... maybe I'll do, like, a premiere thing or something. Maybe I'll do an entire video being like, hey, I'm live, just to let you know. I'll do that sometime. I'll do a whole video just like saying I'm live, and then I'll do then I'll have it be premiered so that people have more time to know. But yeah, so I have this. This sends it to my thing, to my video capture card. Then it transfers the HDMI data into the screen. And then I take that screen data and I just send it to this computer. Why does it not capture sound? Is the dumbest thing I do not understand. So, okay, so if I switch... Now, I do have a switcher. I can switch... Maybe that's what's interfering with it. I would need an entirely... I need a third monitor. I just realized. I need a third monitor. So I don't have to have this switch between two That's probably where the audio data is getting lost. It's still capturing the video data, but it's not capturing the audio data. Because this is just for probably video, no audio. No, it should have audio. Audio should still be going through, but it should capture the audio via only the screen. I wonder if I can do that. Well, yeah, it would do that automatically. That's the beautiful part, right? So if we have the so it just says USB video. And if we switch it, watch what happens. Does it work? That's a good question, actually. It does not. Is the computer not on? No, the computer's on. Maybe I gotta press some buttons. Yeah, I gotta press some buttons. But now it's on, right? So now technically it should still carry the audio. Unless if I have to manually add an audio setting, which I don't know how to do. Add, is there audio output. The output's coming from this, but it would be an input for the, it'd probably be input. I know this is boring, but yeah, oh well. Input is microphone. Output is speakers. If we set it to... Ooh, then it changes it to that. That's not what I want. That doesn't help me. Fuck. Maybe it does. I'll play something. Here, hold on. No, shit. I don't have to figure this out on the stream. Anyways. Yeah, sorry I've been away for so long, and I'm still trying to figure this whole thing out, but I think I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out on my own time. Don't worry. I won't figure it out on stream. But yeah. Well, I know it wasn't the most exciting stream I've done, but it looks the best. I'll tell you that. All that hard work in the way it looks definitely paid off. Why did it stop playing? See, now this audio's not working. Oh my god. So many problems. Whatever. I don't even know. Anyways, I should probably go. To anybody watching the future, sorry. Still trying to figure all this out. Hopefully I'll be back soon. And I'm trying to get some momentum. But yeah. Anyways. See you guys later. Stay strong, everybody. Stay safe. And have a wonderful day.